guys, this is Lulu here, and today I am in my kitchen about to make some sopas de salchichon. I am taking you guys along step by step on how I make it. So the ingredients you're going to need are going to be 14 cups of water and a can of tomatoes. What is this? Tomato sauce, a can. 8 ounce, I mean. And then since I use a lot of tomato paste, we're going to use a whole entire can of that. And whatever I don't use, I usually just freeze it and it works well. I'm going to throw that in there. And then we're going to use about maybe a half a cup of cilantro, half of it chopped white onion, half a bag of carrots. I have here about 6 potatoes diced up. The salami, I cut the whole entire salami and diced it up just like this. I'm going to use about 2 spoonsful of sofrito. Put it in the water. And then we're going to check later for the flavor to see how well that's going to turn out. I do like to use the vegetable oil. So I use usually like half a spoon or a spoonful, depending on the size of how many people you're going to feed, of vegetable oil. And adobo for the seasoning, for salt, I'm going to use 1 tablespoon. Put it in there. Half a tablespoon of pepper. I usually eyeball it, so it's not like I know exactly the amount. I use 2 of these, sazon, with cilantro and achote, and I use 2 of those. For salt, I don't really use too much salt since I always use the adobo, but sometimes it's not enough, so I'm just going to use half of a teaspoon of salt just for flavor. Once all these ingredients are cooked for about maybe 15 minutes, I then put the thick spaghetti. If you notice, the spaghetti that I use are the thick ones. So this is how it's turning out. I'm just letting it simmer for about 15 minutes. And then after everything is simmered in, I'm going to taste it and see if it needs any more ingredients. Now, for those who don't know how to make sofrito, I will make another video on how to make that my style. But basically, it's a few ingredients that I cannot show you right now because I don't have them. But I prepared enough for about 3 months and then I freeze it. Basically, I use for a 3-month supply, and I use it a lot. I use 6 green bell peppers, 6 red bell peppers, 6 heads of cilantro, 4 large white onions, about half a cup of oil, and usually a can of or a jar of garlic. I put it all inside a blender and I blend that in until it comes out with this consistency. Tasted the soup. It's been about maybe 15 minutes and it did need it a little bit more seasoning, so I added 1 more spoonful of adobo, half a spoonful of salt, and now for additional flavor, I'm gonna add like just a little bit, maybe half a spoonful of garlic, just for the flavor, to give it that kick that it needs. And we're gonna wait another maybe 10 more minutes before I add. So I waited about 25 minutes for the soup to cook, and now I am ready to add the noodles. And since these are long, it's optional, but I like to break them up in half and just throw them in there. And I won't be using the entire bag, so I'm just using half of the noodles and see how much. It's going to be feeding about maybe 5 to 6 people. And looks like, let's see, it's, yeah, I'm going to use the whole bag. Looks like I'm going to need the whole bag, so we're going to wait maybe another 15 minutes or 12 minutes to let the noodles cook, and we'll come back. So now that it has been simmering for the last 20 minutes, we're going to be checking to see if the noodles are fully cooked. Usually you will need to cover this up once you put in the noodles. I forgot to mention that on the video, but it looks pretty good. You could also add to this squash, or I've seen my mom add cabbage. I'm not too fond of it, but you could also add that onto the salchichon soup or sausage soup, I don't know. And but I think it looks like it's already done, but I'm a little bit picky because I don't like the noodles to be al dente, but I'd rather just cover it up for another few minutes and then serve my family. And that's how they come out.